So what I would say is if you're able to continue making money in the company and it's able to pay your bills plus some, continue that. All right. Don't just like cut that branch off of the tree, if you will, because then you got nothing to stand on. Okay. What I would say with that is go to your manager and ask what it would take to get back on the closing calendar, even just in a small way, while also triaging. Like get him to tell you what his priorities are. Get him to tell you what his parameters are, because then at least you have a clear goal to work towards, right? At the same time, I would also say that maybe there's a way that you can take calls somewhere else, but like it's kind of hard if, number one, you don't have much closing experience. Number two, the experience you do have, you didn't really close very much. So just be mindful of that it will be hard to get on another offer. And you've already done a lot of work to build up trust and credibility on this offer, right? Even if you're a little bit upset with the manager, like it's it's business. Don't get too caught up in it.
No, I understand as well. It's just like he's saying, it's until one of the closers leaves or we start picking up on lead flow again.
Yeah. They've been promising you anything that's unrealistic. A lot of managers will just be like, oh, we'll get you back on it next week. And then it just never happens. Yeah.
But the thing is that like they've said that since like last year. Like it's already been a full year of them just saying that.
Okay.
And
bring that up to them.
To be honest, like they're not the best leaders per se.
I've noticed from what I've been told.
Yeah, it's just like annoying and agitating, bro. Like it's a new thing every week.
Yeah.
It just feels like we're back in high school or some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's where I was at. And I wanted like to talk to you about that. Like,
yeah.
Should I just start practicing more closing? Like,
yeah.
The only way you can practice closing is by actually taking closing calls because it's a lot different. So
it is.
I don't know.
What I would say is keep the current offer, be the ideal rep on the offer during your daytime hours. You're probably going to have to spend a little bit more time in this season working than you were before. Maybe a little bit less family time, a little bit less friend time, a little bit less free time. But what you're going to do is you're going to use it to find another offer. Okay? Use it to find another offer. You're going to do what's called moonlighting. Right? Moonlighting is where you basically use your moonlight hours, evening hours, in order to work for another offer, so that you don't take away any of the time that you're working on your current offer from what you're currently doing, right? Because if all of a sudden you just start working less, then the manager is even more upset and even more frustrated, and that threatens your position at the company. You don't want to threaten what you already have that's working, okay? Even if you don't love the leadership or whatever, like it's still money in your pocket and it's still paying your bills. So strategically keep that offer. Don't change anything. In fact, turn up the heat and be even better at it. At anything they tell you to do it better than anybody else on the team. Because then what that also does is it raises your value to them, which gives you more optionality. If you want to then talk to them later on about getting back onto the closing calendar, they're super happy with you and they're afraid to lose you, right? Versus right now, you just came off of kind of a bad stint with closing calls, which to be fair, it's your first time. So like, should be reasonable. But so then you start looking for offers that you'll fill with your moonlight hours. And the way that you interview for those and stuff is say, hey, I'm working on this other offer. It's not going the way that I would like. They're not giving me as many opportunities to close as I'd like. And I'm a really good setter. So I know they're probably not going to want me to stop setting. So I'd like to start getting some more experience with closing because that's what I'd like to do ultimately. And they're really not giving me that opportunity. Other sales managers will really respect that and be like, yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense. Makes sense why they're doing it. But yeah, we're willing to give you a shot at closing. So just know that if you want to, whenever it comes specifically to transitioning from like one offer to two offers, or even from one to another offer, it is a bit of a grind. It's going to take more time, but if you do it the right way, you don't have any lull in income. There's no feeling of like, am I going to get fired or not? And there's no feeling of uncertainty, like what's going to happen and am I going to make this work? You retain all the good feelings that are kind of needed in order to be level-headed enough to close. That make sense?
Yeah.